Denise here. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to share with you today a subscription that I belong to. The subscription is Made to Make and it's by Made to Surprise, Sam Calcott, and this is edition 2. Now the subscription, it's there's 4 packs in the year, so it comes out every 3 months, and as I said, this is the second one. Last month was all about gnomes and toadstools, but as you can see, this time it's all about the seaside. And as Sam lives in Portsmouth, I think she's taken, not Portsmouth, Plymouth, I think she's taken a lot of inspiration from there. So let's have a look what's in the pack. As I say, it is a subscription. I will leave a description in the, leave a link in the description box below, so you can go over and see what the next box is, because I do know this sold out, as did the other one. They're very popular. So I leave a link to box number 3, or to the area where the details of box number 3 will be. So in the box we get a booklet with quite a lot of inspiration in there. So I'll put that to the side for now. So we've got a die set, and as you can see, this is the lighthouse. All the elements for the lighthouse, the little entrance to it, the side with the door, little balustrade that goes along the top. There's that is the light bulb. There's the windows and the frames for the windows and the roof. So yeah, everything to make that lighthouse. And then we've got some layering stencils. So we've got for the sea and the sunrise and clouds and birds, splashes of water, rocks, and then we've got a stencil if we wanted to stencil through onto our own card to stencil the lighthouse and the light bulb. So yeah, that's a lovely layering stencil. And then we've got some gorgeous stamps. We've got the cabin, we've got sand castles, shells, ice lolly, deck chair, surfboard, the I don't know what to call them that go along the beach. And then other little things, the birds, the crabs, ice creams, and some lovely sentiments. I hope your birthday is filled with sunshine. Love you to the beach and back. Live for blue skies and sunny days. You light up my life. Sandy toes and salty kisses. In every grain of sand there's a story, and sun, sea and sand. And we've got banners, some of the birds. I think that's a puffin, I think, I'm not sure. And then a crab. But yeah, some lovely stamps there to do something with. And then we get some paper, some coordinating paper. So let's take that off there. So we've got sentiments on here. Best wishes, happy birthday. Some banners there. Hope your birthday is filled with sunshine. I know when I use these sentiments, I usually glue this onto some card and then cut them out, so it's a bit like a chipboard. It just gives it some more strength. So that's what I'll do with these. But there's also paper on the back, and then we've got some more sentiments there. And then that's nice paper, I like that. And then the sea, so goes for good backgrounds. And a shell, and then the waves, starfish, and the spots, another sea one for doing your backgrounds as well, and the waves again, sand, the shells and anchor, and then some more C and some checks, and then it starts again. So if you're using one side, you have got this side as well. What I normally do, because I don't think that Sam is doing sort of downloadable papers, so what I normally do is I'll use one lot and then I will save the other, so that when I want to use it, I just photocopy it, so I can do it. Those I'll always have for this set, so that's how I do it. So that is the made to make subscription. That's all the elements that we get, and then I'll just show you a couple of the makes. Gemma's done a lovely happy retirement card using the papers and some of the ephemera. And then she's used the lovely beach cabins, made a wonderful scene there. And then she's used some background, the stencils, and built up the lighthouse. So I won't show it all, just in case you've got this, and you'll get a nice surprise at some of the makes. So I'm going to come back. I'm going to have a go at making the lighthouse. So, as I said, I'm going to make the lighthouse. Now, I've cut it out in red card, and I've also cut it out in white card, and I've stuck them both together, and it just gives it a little more stability. So it is quite a nice hard piece to work on. So to give it a bit of depth, I'm just going to go around the edges. This is frayed burlap. It just gives it, because a little bit of depth. You won't see some of it because it's I'll put the white borders, the stripes on it. Let's just to give it, don't have a fully clean lighthouse. So let's just wipe that clear there. So that's the lighthouse, and then we've got these two pieces, which are these two here, a large one and a small one, and they are going, that's the smaller one, that's going to go across there, and that one is going to go across there. But again, just going to touch the edges with this frayed burlap. By the sea, the sand gets up onto it, and the rain, and just gives it that not so clean look. So let's get them glued on there. Tell you what I'll do as well, because that's looking a bit too clean now I've done that. So let's just get these stuck on. I think this is brilliant. I mean, I've chosen these colours, but obviously you can choose whatever colours you wish. I mean, I'm just so used to seeing sort of red and white lighthouses, blue and white, or even just plain white lighthouses. This gives it some colour. And the windows, I've got a piece of yellow card that I'm going to pop on there. But you could use holographic card, you could leave it clear if you wish. but I'm just going to run some glue just around the edges and stick that on there. I'll just move up a bit. Let's just see where they are. So that gives us that. And the next thing I'm going to do, because I wanted to do a blue, wanted to bring in some blue. So I'm doing red, white and blue lighthouse. So I'm going to pop that on there. And again, I'm just going to run just that along there, just round everything so it doesn't look too clean. And then we'll get that stuck onto there, and I'm going to use my tacky glue for that. We'll get this. I think I'm going to need some more glue. Ah, there we are now. I aren't. There we are. That's going to sit on there. And thankfully this is a dry clear glue, so if you can see any white bits, that will dry clear and you won't be able to see it. So let me just get that on there, match it up. And then we've got the balustrade, which is this here. So I'm just going to pop that on there. Now this doesn't need much glue at all, just little dabs at the end. So I'll just centre that along there. If we centre that one with that, that will be enough. Oh, come on, a little bit further up. That's it, just across there. And then I've cut it again, the edge, with this die. And again, let's just give it a bit of a just so it doesn't look so pristine. Again, I'll use my tacky glue. Oops. Oh, it's the other way. The other way. Really put it on the wrong way. So that encases the balustrade. Gives the lighthouse some depth as well. Now the windows, these little dies, the 3 dies, these cut to here, so that gives us the frame around the window. So again, there we are. I'll use my, oops, use my tweezers. There we go. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue. And as I said, because it dries clear, you won't see this. Perhaps, there we go. Better way of doing that, and I used to do this years ago, is just popping some on my hand. Just pop it on. Goodness me, I've got the wobbles. There we go. Then let's take the other one. There we are, that's the other one. Just wipe that off my hand. So that's the windows. We've then got the doorway, which again I've done in blue. So I'll use my tacky glue for that. And let's get that the other way. Maybe do it like this time. There we are. I forgot to put my little to do that. I can do that now. Then I've got a white door. So, and this is the die for the door. So again, let's just get that. And pop the door in. And then I've got the light bulb, which is this die here. But before I do that, let me just pop my lid on there. Before I put the light bulb on, I want to bring in my wild honey and my little stencil. And this is the wire cage for the light. So what I want to do is just put that wild honey on. And that gives me my light bulb with the cage on. Which the detail for this set is just wonderful. It really is wonderful, the detail. And then I'm just going to run a little bead of glue along there and just sit that in the middle, and there you can see the light bulb. So that is the lighthouse put together. Let's move all these pieces. Let's get rid of everything. And then you can just see the fabulous, fabulous lighthouse. The sandiness of the lighthouse. It's dirty, it needs a clean. So that's my first lighthouse made. I'm quite happy with that. I'm going to make some more, and then I'll come back and I'll make a card in the next video using the lighthouse. I'm very pleased with how that's turned out. So thank you for joining me. I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves. Bye for now.